Amandla. Long live COSATU, long live. Long live COSATU, long live. Long live African National Congress, long live. Long live South African Communist Party, long live. Long live Sanko, long live. Thank you, comrades. We are just about to start. We are just about to start, but we want to deal with a certain logistical matter quickly with regard to seating arrangements. In particular, NUM, can I have your attention? We want to request comrades, affiliates from here, from COSATU, can you make sure that you are occupying all the seats in front of you? Because when you still have empty seats, not the front row, when you still have empty seats, it literally means that those at the back can't find seats. Now, we want COSATU to do that. We want NUM also to do that, fill up all the spaces, because our Sakao must have a place to sit, comrades. Can I see anybody who is carrying a board, ya CWU? Can anyone having a board, ya CWU, raise it up? Because the leadership of CWU are looking for the board. It's very critical, comrades. Can we do that thing, comrades? In a few minutes, we're going to start. Comrades, we are requesting you to stand up and open this Congress. Can I have your order, comrades? Can I have attention? Can we stand up, comrades, and we open this Congress with Nkosi Sekelele, Africa? Do we have a volunteer, comrades? Do we have a volunteer? A volunteer is very quick. Tuma Mina to the stage very quickly. Okay. Thank you, PT. Can you clap hands for the Provincial Treasurer? And Wawona, she's a person of order. If you wrote Miriam, she'll read it as that. Yeah, there's order here, and order must be deepened and emphasized. Comrades, we are soon going to receive the opening remarks of our Provincial Chairperson, who is going to come here and set the tone. But this Congress must make it easy for him to breathe properly. So you must assist him. Get a rousing slogan, and we are going to welcome the Provincial Chairperson, Comrade Essop Mokgonyana, to go in to speak to this Congress. Can you get a slogan?
Program Director and the Deputy Chairperson of COSATU in Limpopo, Comrade Calvin Chairman. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of Provincial Office Bearers of COSATU to greet the leadership of the African National Congress led by the Deputy Chairperson, Comrade Florent Ratlan, and the Provincial Secretary, Comrade Soviet Mokgonyana. The South African Communist Party led by Comrade Machike Tovejane. Sanko led by Comrade Sipho Dihale. Great the National Office Bearer, Comrade Deputy General Secretary, Comrade Sudi. Take this opportunity to convey special greetings to members of the Central Executive Committee, present here, Comrade Mike and Comrade Kwena, and others will be arriving, Comrade Sontaga. Greet our friends, the media, sponsors present here, and most importantly, convey greetings of the Provincial Office Bearers to yourselves, delegates to this Provincial Congress of the Federation. Comrade Deputy Chair, I believe it will be proper that we obey a moment of silence for all shop stewards and leaders of our affiliates who passed on for the period under review, and other leaders of the Congress movement, both in the province and nationally, without counting them by names, because that might take a lot of our time, that we stand up and observe a moment of silence for those past heroes and heroines of our struggle. Mandla. Comrade Chair, our Provincial Congress is taking place a week before the centenary celebrations of one of the iconic leaders of our revolution and one of the greatest leaders of the world, Comrade Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, whom will be celebrating the centenary birthday celebrations on the 18th of July, which is next year. Oh, sorry, next week. Oh, yeah. Wait, Soviet. Which is next week, comrades. You'll understand this is the Provincial Congress. I'm still in Nasrec, Comrade Soviet, you are right. We met here, comrades, 3 years back, and we are meeting here today so that we are able to make a proper assessment of the work and for us also to come and present the work that we did for the past 3 years after you have given us a mandate to come and lead this federation in this province. When we met here last year, this federation was bleeding, comrades, from the loss of membership, because it was immediately after the expulsion of NUMSA and comrade, the former General Secretary of COSATU, and that, comrades, led to a lot of uncertainty with people who already have been written the biography of this federation. But I'm glad to report that this federation was able, comrades, to emerge out of that and came very, very united and strong than it was in that particular period. We were able, comrades, to go to our National Congress, where this federation went there, comrades, to come and unite itself, because this federation does not need anybody to unite it. It only needs itself to unite itself. It doesn't need any external forces for it to be united, because this is a federation of members. Federation that is governed, comrades, Soviet, by members. And members, comrades, who are taking control of the federation. Members who are able to influence and mandate the direction of the federation. Therefore, it is members of this federation who will only be able to unite this federation. Hence, we went to that Congress and we united COSATU. We, as I stand in front of you now, we have got a very, very united and strengthened federation. And Comrade DGS, one of the reasons why this federation is getting stronger is because when this federation introspected itself, it realized that this federation was a bit moving away from its members. Hence, this federation said, it is time that we go back to basics. It is time that we take this federation to where it belongs, because this federation does not belong in the boardroom. This federation belongs in the workplace. If this federation does not get joy in the workplace, therefore this federation has got its second home, and its second home is on the street. That's where you'll find this federation, and that's where you must find this federation. It must be on the ground, at the coalface, in the workplace, dealing with members' issues. If they don't get joy, this federation will then, Comrade Soviet, go to the street. That's where we belong. That is why the Central Executive Committee of this federation said, we need, comrades, even in our CEC meetings, to prioritize building this organization. We do not put politics first and our organization later, because it is this organization that will assist us to achieve all our political objectives that we want to achieve in this country. Therefore, we must always make sure that at all material times, we put building this organization first before anything else. Therefore, hence we said, we must make this federation a campaigning federation. That is why in Limpopo, Comrade Soviet, when you want COSATU, you will find COSATU in campaigns on the street. If we don't get joy, comrades, we don't go anywhere else. We don't become crybabies. We go to the street and demand what is due to us, and we will get it as COSATU. And we want, comrades, to urge yourselves as and when you debate and take resolutions in this Congress, that your resolutions must be able to strengthen and unite this federation more than it is now, so that it is able to implement its campaign. Because we are a campaign federation, comrades. We don't have anything else to do but to make sure that we campaign and we make our needs for the public to be aware of our needs, comrades. That's our primary existence as this federation. Hence, comrades, I'm happy to stand in front of you as a provincial chairperson, in front of the Deputy General Secretary of this federation, that you are the most performing province of the federation in this country. There is no campaign that is not being undertaken in this province, and there is no campaign that fails in this province. I have heard, Comrade BGS, that there are provinces where even the provincial executive committees do not cooperate. I can tell you, comrades, that I've been in COSATU leading this federation for 9 years, and I don't remember even a single day, even a special PC that did not cooperate. It has never happened, and I'm convinced that it will never happen here. You elected this leadership collective, comrade, 3 years back, and it's still intact, it's still here. It's still united. Because when you elected us, we knew that you did not elect us because we were friends. You did not elect us because we love each other, we drank together, we socialized together. No, you elected us because you had confidence that collectively we will lead you, and that's what we did for the past 3 years. When you make an assessment of the work that we did, comrades, it is a collective effort, it is a collective responsibility. We will be presenting to you a collective work that was done over the period under review. There is no one who did better than the other or who did more than the other. It is a collective work that will be presented to you. Therefore, when you assess, you must also assess us collectively. We were able, comrades, to launch all our local structures except 3. And I will tell you why we struggle to launch the 3, as and when I present. All our locals, comrades, are in good standing, except those 3 locals. That's the work that has been done in this federation. And they are functioning. As and when the secretary presents, you will see how our locals are functioning and how they've been constituted. The reason, comrades, we struggled to a certain extent, not entirely, we struggled to launch those problems. It is this problem that this federation is having now, comrade DGS. Affiliates who collect members' money, that includes the subscription of COSATU, and they don't take that money to where it belongs. They don't bring that money to COSATU. And those affiliates end up being not in good standing and denying their members an opportunity to elect and be elected. Now, comrades, we are therefore saying all our affiliates, comrades, are worker controlled. All our unions are worker controlled. Now, if you take workers' money and you don't take it to where it belongs, who's controlling who? Because it is you, members, who must direct those monies where they must go. It can't be any other person except you, because it is your money. And therefore, comrades, we are appealing to yourselves as delegates to this provincial congress that when you leave this provincial congress tomorrow, you must go to your leadership and demand that they pay subscriptions to COSATU, because it is due to COSATU. You must take control, comrades, of your unions and make sure that your unions pay subscriptions so that you are eligible to participate in the activities of this federation. Because we are convinced as a provincial leadership that you love this federation. You want to belong to this federation. Therefore, don't allow yourselves to be denied an opportunity not to belong in this federation. And comrades, this federation in this province, united as it is, strong as it is, comrades, Comrade DGS, loses leaders on an annual basis. Every time there is a national congress, because we have got so many good leaders in this province that every year we lose some to their national unions, Comrade Mike. We just lost to Comrade Ketla. We just lost Comrade Vilagazi last week. Who joined Comrade Mike, Comrade Kwena, Comrade Sontaga, Comrade Mavapa. Hey, we are losing in this province. But that's for a good cause, because they are adding value, comrades, nationally. They are adding value nationally. That shows, comrades, that there is work, good work that is being done in this province. And we want to see you joining these leaders, leading your unions nationally, because we are convinced that unions led by yourselves will not let COSATU down. We met, comrades, 3 years ago, Comrade Soviet, in this lodge, not necessarily in this hall, but in this lodge. After the ANC had went to its provincial conference, which was popularly known as the Valentine's Conference. The conference that directed that leadership, that was elected then, Comrade Florence, to deal with a lot of issues, but key amongst those issues was institutionalized corruption. Institutionalized factionalism. Institutionalized gatekeeping. Institutionalized tribalism. Therefore, comrade, we also directed them to deal with all those other tendencies that prevailed prior to 2011, 2010. We made a full assessment, Comrade Mike, of that leadership of the ANC, based on what the conference said they must do. The good thing about this federation, Comrade Deputy Chair, is that we don't analyze people based on what they were wearing at a wedding somewhere. We analyze people based on the mandate that was given to them and their implementation and execution of those mandates, and nothing else. Whether you are beautiful, ugly, we don't care. We are saying, we said you must go and buy bread. Did you buy bread? You don't care about those things. That's how simple we are. Unsophisticated. Thanks, Comrade. You see, it's POBs addressing yourselves, not just the provincial chairperson. Collective leadership. Comrades, when we made an analysis of that leadership, we were not entirely satisfied with the work that they did. But we said they relatively performed well. This is a term brought by the Provincial Secretary, relatively. SATU would assist us during lunch. What does it actually mean? Because I'm a mine worker, I might not be that good. We said, comrades, they did relatively well because there has been relative stability in the African National Congress. That's what this federation said. However, we believed that they could have done better. In actual fact, they had an opportunity to do better, Comrade Soviet, given the quality of the leadership that was in that provincial executive committee. It was constituted, comrade, or composed of very, very good leaders of our Congress movement. But towards 2016 local government elections, we started to observe certain tendencies from the office of the Secretariat of the ANC. That time, I'm still there, comrade. I'm coming. Comrade Soviet, I will still come to you. I'm dealing with others because I'm giving a report for 3 years here. I'm talking for 3 years. I will come there. We started, comrades, to observe certain tendencies from the office of the Secretariat where people's names were removed from the list during dark hours of the night. We agree that the ANC sometimes starts their conferences during the night, but it doesn't know, it's not an operation, a movement that must operate during the night, Comrade Soviet. It must operate during the day when we are there. But we started observing those tendencies, comrade. And if comrade remember correctly, comrade Deputy Chair, this federation raised an alarm with the ANC. And we said, the African National Congress, be aware of the tendencies in this office. Manage them. We made them aware. But as usual, the elephant walked slow. The elephant walked slow. Now, the Nasrec processes came. After the elephant has walked slow, now, that Secretariat of the ANC now came out to show what they are capable of. Because we left them, comrade. The African National Congress left them after we told them. Hence, you ended up with 38 delegates who did not, who were missing. I don't know whether they were missing or they did not vote. In Nasrec. Because of that office, which we warned the ANC about, and they chose not to listen to us. We saw what that office can do during that time. And we said again to the ANC, as this federation, suspend the Provincial Secretary of the ANC. And as usual, they said about Homil. Comrades, we don't start. We wait to be provoked, Comrade Soviet. And provoke us, you will find us, and you will see us. And we responded. And we responded. And when we immediately take a resolution to respond, we become merciless. We become merciless. Hence, comrades, we said after Nasrec, and let us take this opportunity to thank yourselves, comrades, for the work that you did prior to Nasrec. You took a resolution. You took a resolution as usual in the CC, Comrade DGS, and as usual we went to implement that resolution. We said Cyril must be the president, and we don't have any doubt about it. People went around and said, no, but you are not voting. Hey, you will not be delegates. We said, we don't care. We want the deputy president of the ANC to be the president of the ANC. That's what we said. Whether we voted, whether we will go to Nasrec, Johannesburg, Maboneng, or not, we did not care. But we said, Cyril Madamela Ramaphosa must be the president of the ANC. He is the president of the ANC. We went further, we said, no. He can not only be the president of the ANC when this country is leaderless. It is this federation which said, Jacob Zuma must go. were unapologetic about that. We gave reasons or why that man must go. He waited, he said, no, I must go and introduce Cyril. He said, no, he will introduce himself. He knows how to introduce himself. He doesn't need to be introduced to BRICS and others. He will go. And indeed, Cyril Ramaphosa became the president, and he went to BRICS and introduced himself. A task that someone said he can't do, I'm waiting to do it. And it is you, comrade, who said, Jacob Zuma must go, Cyril Ramaphosa must be the president of this country. He is the president of this country. We concluded Nasrec, and we came back here in Limpopo. When we came back to Limpopo, we said, our first and most important task is to defend the work that we did on Nasrec. That's what we said. We said, we must defend the work that we did on Nasrec. Then we started, Comrade Adams, in our PCs. We started to pave the way to defend Nasrec. And the first thing that we did was, we cannot go to Nasrec. We cannot defend Nasrec. That secretariat of the ANC. That's what we said. You mandated us to say that. Though they said it was our own issues and all those things. But you told us that we cannot defend Nasrec with that provincial secretariat of the ANC. And again, we were told to run, and now you don't vote, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We said, no, it's fine. But we said, this secretariat is not equal to the task. They are not assisting the Congress movement. They are not assisting the alliance. Therefore, we need to change this secretariat. We said, we will support Comrade Stan Mathavat, the Provincial Chairperson of the ANC. Because, like we indicated, it has our conviction that, comrades in the ANC, there has been relative stability. If you look at the processes towards Nasrec, they were smooth, but spoiled by someone else in Nasrec. Our good work in the province was spoiled somewhere in Nasrec by those comrades. Now, let us clarify this issue. When we went to Nasrec, comrade, it is the tradition of this federation that when we pronounce on the leadership of the ANC, we will never pronounce all the top 5 and additionals. We don't do that, comrade. We will publicly pronounce the face of the leadership that we want. Hence, we said we will support Comrade Stan Mathavat as the Provincial Chairperson of the African National Congress. On other positions, we will go and lobby branches of the ANC. We never said, no, we want Comrade Florence to be the Deputy Chairperson and Comrade Mamang to be. We never said those things. Other comrades, they say, yeah, but comrades, you are quiet. We said, no, we are not quiet. We said what we said we are going to say. The PEC resolved that we must support Comrade Stan Mathavat, and the PEC ended there. What is that we must talk, because that would not have been mandated by the PEC. And indeed, Comrade Stan emerged, comrade. We take this opportunity, Comrade Soviet, to welcome the newly elected leadership of the ANC in this province. It was our wish, Comrade Soviet, when we moved our Congress to give you space. Remember our conference, our Congress should have been on the 22nd. Yeah, 26/7. And we moved it because we knew that the African National Congress their congresses are in a definite dates, comrades. I just want to let you know, I get another fetch also. Whenever I go to fetch, I go Friday, Saturday. And we understood that, comrades, and we said, no, let's give them space, because if we put our Congress there, we might find that we are at a collision course with them. Hence, we moved our Congress to these days. One of the reasons, comrades, why we did that, not that we were afraid or scared of the ANC, was that that would give us an opportunity to come as Congress, to come and make an analysis of the resolutions and decisions that would have been taken in that conference of the ANC. Unfortunately, Comrade Soviet, we can only analyze the leadership in this Congress. Because due to some logistics, we were part of that Congress, comrades. We saw what was happening, and we pardoned the African National Congress for not getting to the logical conclusion of that conference. Because we were there, we saw what was happening. However, comrades, we will wait for the Provincial General Council to deal with the documents and the reports presented in that conference, so that as the PC of the Federation, we are able to make a proper analysis of the conference and the resolutions of that conference. What you are going to debate here, comrades, is the leadership, because that is the only thing that came out of that conference, and the address by Comrade Aisha, the president of the ANC. So we will wait for the PGC to deal with that matter, comrade. But now, we thought Comrade Florence, Comrade Stan would be here. But as per your constitution, you are him in this Congress. You are him. When we address him, we address you. Because we said we support Comrade Stan. And one of the reasons, Comrade Mike, why we said we support Comrade Stan is we saw one particular Stan Matavata in Nasrec. After being liberated by yourselves, this federation, we saw one particular Stan Matavata commanding forces of Limpopo in Nasrec. And we said, this man can lead us again. But today we are saying here, Comrade Florence, we want Comrade Stan Matavata to be decisive like he was in Nasrec in this province. A part of our support was to liberate him. And we liberated him from that secretariat which he was always doubting. There's no that secretariat now. Therefore, Comrade Stan does not have a reason not to be decisive. He does not have a reason not to be decisive. You must tell Comrade Stan, Comrade Florence, and yourself, as the premier of this province, that even the people that we fought with harshly never applied no work, no pay to our members. Despite our difficulties and our differences with them, they would always find a political solution to our problems. When it came just to this matter. And I was reliably informed by now that it is not late. It is not late to reverse those no work, no pay. Those monies deducted. It is not late. This Congress is resolving that that money must be returned and we find a political solution. We need, comrades, we need to hear the chairperson of the ANC in this province, because we believe that Comrade Stan has been quiet on a number of issues. He has been engaging with our affiliates, that's correct. Now and them have been engaging with him on a number of issues. But his silence compromises implementation of the resolutions of his discussions with our affiliate unions. Therefore, we are saying, Comrade Florence, now it is time that that silence is no longer there. We don't want it. We are saying, good, better, best. Again, we are saying Comrade Stan is good. Comrade Stan is good. We are giving him 6 months to be better. And by the end of his term, he must be the best. He must be the best. Because we want his leadership, comrades. A lot of wrongs are happening because he is not decisive. Now, Comrade Soviet, we are getting to Hollywood now. Comrades, when we have got 10 MECs and 2 are acting, or we have got two vacancies, we have got 20% vacancies, mathematically. Now we can't afford that, comrades. There are a lot of cadres in this movement. Why do we have people acting? Fill up those positions. There can't be vacancies, comrades. Cadres are there. They are here. The cadres here. If you saw that the MECs, comrades, come to us. We can provide. In actual fact, we are ready to provide. Now, comrades, we have heard, comrades, a noise about, prior to the conference of the ANC, about the sitting provincial secretary of the ANC. And this federation, comrades, seated here in this Congress, even prior to this Congress, are saying, we support the leadership collective of the ANC, collectively. It is our conviction as a federation that a conference constituted by branches of the ANC elected a leadership collective that must lead the ANC for the coming 4 years. Us is to do 2 things. Support this leadership and critique this leadership where it goes wrong. And forget, comrades, we all make mistakes in life. Everybody amongst us here have made mistakes. And they were pardoned. Those mistakes. Therefore, this federation is saying, Comrade Soviet, we are prepared, as we are saying, to work with yourself. We are prepared to give you the necessary support so that you strengthen the alliance in this province as the leader of the alliance. And we did this with those that at some time we said they are no longer relevant to be the secretaries of the ANC. We did that when we started. We supported them initially. Hey, we are saying here, Comrade Soviet, you have got full support of COSATU. It is here. And we will expect the same from yourself as the engine of the ANC. We are convinced that we will have a strong alliance in this province led by yourself as the Provincial Secretary of the ANC. We will be able to find political solutions to political problems. Because one thing that the ANC sometimes doesn't manage correctly, it sometimes forget that they are an organization and not government. They fail to separate themselves from government. When we have got issues and we say, Comrade Calvin, we want to meet the ANC. You see the ANC coming, leading Mayor, leading MECs, ising the official change. Arinyaki, Varilernyaka ANC. Va kiri deployees to ANC, Komusho, Rinyaka ANC, whom we are not in alliance with government. That's why we march to government. We are in alliance with the African National Congress. Now, Comrade Soviet, when we march to the office of the Premier and the Treasury, which we are going to do very soon anyway, yeah, on Friday. We expect the African National Congress, who's our alliance partner, to march with us. Because the problems of the federations are problems of the members of the ANC. Therefore, the ANC cannot separate itself from problems of workers. No. So we want to see them when we march. We don't want in our provincial steward council to see leaders of the ANC arriving late. We don't want those things. We will write you notices and invitations in time as we always did, and deploy in time. Comrades will come and talk to us. And Vatabali prepared. But which is sure what's going on here. Lastly, Comrade Florence and Comrade Soviet. The ANC cannot be silent on the VBS matter. The ANC cannot be silent on the VBS matter. The ANC must talk to the people of Limpopo and South Africa and pronounce itself on the VBS matter. We understand there are processes, investigations, forensic and others, and all those accounting things. But we are saying the ANC, Comrade Soviet, is a leader of society. And therefore, when there is an issue that becomes societal, because the VBS matter, Comrade, is now societal. All the people who are sleeping there. People have got money in that account, but they are told to withdraw 1,000 rand on a daily basis. So for you, Comrade Murasa, that you have 5,000, you must go and sleep there for 5 days, so that you withdraw 5,000 rand. 1,000 today, tomorrow, and all those. Now, the African National Congress, Comrade, cannot be silent on this matter, because if they do that, those opportunistic forces, Comrades, will come and occupy that space. They will come and occupy that space. Therefore, Comrade Florence, we want your voice on the VPS matter. We have been working, Comrades, closely with the South African Communist Party. We have been working closely, Comrades, with the South African Communist Party in this province. And we have been having joint campaigns with the SSCP And we believe, comrades, that even going forward, we will sustain that relationship. We will sustain that relationship, comrades, with the South African Communist Party. Therefore, our relationship with the party, comrades, is very strong. They are being housed in one of the affiliates offices. The National Union of Mine Workers is housing the South African Communist Party. That shows our relationship with the party, Comrade Machike Provincial. And we want to take this relationship further. We need Comrade Machike to have joint campaigns so that we become strong as the forces of the left axis. We want that, comrade. We have been relatively engaging with SANCO, comrade. But we want to make this appeal to ourselves, comrades, that let us go and join SANCO. SANCO should be our organizations as citizens, comrades, in our community, as residents in our communities. We must go, comrades, join SANCO so that we assist SANCO to be able, comrades, to manage protests on service delivery. Because this service delivery process, comrades, must be organized by SANCO. Because if SANCO does not occupy that space, comrade Sipo, other opportunistic forces will come and occupy that space, and they start burning schools and libraries and clinics. Because we would have opened a vacuum, and that vacuum, comrades, must be closed. Therefore, comrades, we must go and join SANCO, participate in SANCO, and lead SANCO, comrades, so that we assist SANCO and we make SANCO to be strong. We have been engaging with them, comrades. They are having provincial challenges, suspensions and counter-suspensions, but we are dealing with them. Hence, we have got them in this provincial congress. They will be with us up until we finish, comrades, here, and they will also address us. We are managing those challenges that are in SANCO. We are working very closely with SANCO, comrades. Therefore, we are happy to report that we are strengthening SANCO, comrades, and we are pledging even further, comrades, to work with yourselves. Now, comrades, on behalf of the Provincial Executive Committee of COSATU in this province, as led by myself as a provincial chairperson, we want to bless this Congress in the name of our stalwart, Comrade Elijah Bagai. Therefore, this Congress is duly opened and blessed. Amandla! Amandla! Oliver, wetambo, tina sikosi
Amanda, we want to appreciate the input by the provincial chair. And I think the tone is set for this Congress. Anything else can happen, but once the chairperson sets a tone, then the Congress starts to roll. We appreciate his inputs, and we think we are well represented. We are going to go ahead and attend to the next item, and we are going to call on the elections agency to come and deal with the processes of election of new POBs. Givela phezu kwendlu batshe, bowathishaya mabo.